Well, hi there. I'm Shika. I am the new member of Mission Otaku, and here is my first video. Today our mission is to gush about our favorite series, whether it be a video game series, an anime series, or a manga series. So what do I want to gush about? Well, drumroll please. It's a tie between two series. One is an anime/manga series, and the other one is a video game series. They are Yu Yu Hakusho and Final Fantasy. I'll start with Final Fantasy. I've been playing Final Fantasies ever since. I've been playing them since Final Fantasy X came out, actually, which isn't all that long ago. But Final Fantasy X, in fact, this is Final Fantasy X. It's like one of my favorite games ever. I played that thing to death. And then I learned about all the other Final Fantasies, and I got hooked to them. 10 used to be my favorite, but now I'd say my favorite is probably 6. 6 is just amazing. The story's amazing. I know the graphics aren't great because it was on the Super Nintendo, but I just love everything about it. And I'm replaying it right now. I just love Final Fantasy, everything about Final Fantasy. I have to say though, I don't like the online MMO Final Fantasies. I don't think they should be counted towards like the actual series, because then you're like, oh, there's 1 through 10 and then random 11, which is like an online MMO, and the same thing with 14, and it just really pisses me off because not only are they not that great of games, but they're online, they're MMORPGs, so I don't think they should count towards it. And it just really disgraces me to say that, oh, I haven't played 11 yet, or I haven't played 14, because they're really just terrible games. I'd say my least favorite is either 1 or 3. 3 because it's really generic, and the ending is ridiculously hard. You just really have to overtrain, and you have to go through boss after boss, and I just think it's stupid. And as for 1, if you don't have a walkthrough guide, there's a lot of times where they don't tell you what to do, and there's like an endless map, and you can get lost and be stuck in some random area forever. Luckily, if you know what you're doing, it only takes about 20 hours to beat the game, so it's actually short. So that's also why I don't really like 1. It's short if you know what you're doing, but really confusing along. More specifically, what I really like about 10 is that I think the story is amazing, and it was a huge jump in graphics. Like, going from 9 graphics to 10 graphics, it was just like, wow, this is just beautiful. Everything is beautiful. All the cutscenes were amazing. I was just like, wow. And you really get into the story. And it may not have like the world's greatest, battle system. Even though I did like the sphere grid, it's just like you really want to find out what happens at the end, and you just keep pushing forward. And it's got one of the scariest freaking main bosses ever, freaking Sin. Freaking ginormous like whale thing, like beast. It's just like you just, there's no way. You just like, oh my god, how are they gonna beat something like that? The soundtrack to the Final Fantasy games is incredible. Nobu Uematsu, who is the composer of most of the game's music, is an amazing musician. And I actually got to see there was a concert 2 summers ago that came to Seattle, and it was basically the symphony from Final Fantasy, and Nobu Uematsu was there himself, and they basically played a lot of the songs from the Final Fantasy games. I was just in love, like I was fanboying out. It was the best experience ever. Hearing your favorite songs from your favorite franchise, which is Final Fantasy, and it's just some great music. So, if anything, Final Fantasy has incredible music, especially 10. I really love the song "Tis Anarchy." That song is just like one of my top 5 favorite Final Fantasy songs, or even video game songs. Now for Yu Yu Hakusho. It's actually what got me into anime. I remember like when I was a young little kid, maybe 6th grade, 7th grade, I remember going to bed, leaving my TV on because, I tend to fall asleep to TV, and it was on Cartoon Network. I saw this interesting show, and these characters were going into a tower, and there's like a bunch of weird looking plant creatures, which was actually during the Beast of Maze arc, if you haven't seen it. And I was like, wow, this show looks awesome. What is this? I didn't really know what anime is. I knew what Pokemon was because I'd seen Pokemon. Other than that, I just didn't really know. So I was like, oh, this actually looks interesting. But unfortunately, I ended up falling asleep. And the next morning, I was just like, talking to my friends, like, have you ever seen that show? And they're like, yeah, it's Yu Yu Hakusho. I've seen it before. And I was like, wow, that's incredible. And that's what really got me into anime in general. And after that point, I started watching Yu Yu Hakusho a lot. I started buying the DVDs since I had missed a lot of it on Adult Swim. I think it played on Adult Swim, and then it went to Toonami later. Yeah, it was on Adult Swim. It's like, this show just, there's nothing wrong with it, in my opinion. The voice actors are great, in my opinion. I wouldn't change any of them. I wouldn't change anything about the series. It has action, it has a little romance, and has like some substance and some backstory, and I just love it. The only small thing I just don't like is I wish they would have made the last saga a little longer. Like, it's when you start learning more about Yusuke, but then they're just like, oh, we're just gonna do this, and then cut it short and end it. I was like, really? Really? Couldn't you have like expanded that a little bit? I might have to go back and read the manga because I was told that it might go a little farther than the anime did. So I'm gonna have to check that out, but I just wish that they didn't end the series, and that's probably just a bias, like why I didn't like the endings, because I don't want the show to end. But I'd say my favorite character is probably Hiei. A lot of people love Hiei. You know, he's just a badass. You know, I wouldn't want to mess around with him. By the way, when I say I have all the DVDs, I mean I have all the DVDs. I've got all of them. And when they come out with it on Blu-ray this coming March, I am definitely buying it because I've been waiting to see a Blu-ray release of Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah, I love both series. Final Fantasy got me into RPG games. Yu Yu Hakusho got me into anime and manga. So that's why I had to choose both of them. And I will see you guys next week. And peace out.